Okay, you guys, here's a little extra help. I had a student that got a message from, and they were stuck on one problem, and it was number 10 on. I actually can't see what page it is with what I have here, but number 10 is 68 into 867. So, well, 68. How many times does 68 go into 8? Well, it doesn't, but how many times does 68 go into 86? Well, it goes in once. I think that's a pretty safe assumption, so we could do 68. And then what do you do now? You subtract. So 8 from 6, that doesn't work, so we're going to have to borrow from the 8. The 8 becomes a 7, and the 6 becomes a 16. And 8 from 16 is 8, and 6 from 7 is 1 left over. Now what do? We bring down the 7. Now we have 187, and we want to know how many times 68 will fit into that. Well, I can guess, and I'll say 68. How about times 3? Let's see what happens here. 3 times 8 is 24. Put down the 4, carry the 2. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 more is 20. That's 204. Now remember, this number here, whatever step you're in when you're dividing, your target is to get to this number exactly, or as close as you can without going over it. And so 204 is obviously too large. That's not going to work. So 3 times is too much. So let's try 2 times. 68 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16, but down the 6, carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13, so what do we have here? 136. Is that right? Let's see, 6, carry the 1, 12, 13. Yep, so 136. We're subtracting. Now number 10, if you remember, that was one of the ones that had a remainder. So 68 is not going to go into 867 evenly. There'll be something left over. So 6 from 7 is 1, 3 from 8 is 5. So it looks like there's a remainder of 51. How many times did it go in? It went in 2 times. Remainder 51. So there's your answer. 12, remainder 51. And you can leave in your work, you can leave the remainder down below, or you could just put a little R and put a 51 right here. That's fine. Now let me show you guys something that you may not realize. Some of you may not realize this. You can see if you're correct by doing some multiplication. We want to see if we can get 867. And here's how you do that. The answer was 12. So we're going to do 68. And if we multiply that by 12, let's see what we get here. 2 times 8 is 16. Put down the 6, carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Here's my placeholder. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 6 is 6. So we have a 6 and an 11. Carry the 1. 816. Okay. Well, that 816 is not 867. But we're not done yet. There's something else we didn't factor in, and that's the remainder. All right? So let's add 51. 1 and 6 is 7. 5 and 1 is 6. 8. So what do we have now? We have 867. Okay? And I did that again by multiplying my answer, which was 12, by what we were dividing by, and then if there was a remainder, and in this case there was, you would add the remainder in at the end. Okay. All right, that's it. Help for number 10.